These are the 4 K-pop comebacks dropping in April 2026 that have the entire fandom in a chokehold. And after you hear what's actually coming, you'll understand exactly why. We're covering a legendary artist returning after 13 years of silence, a 7-year group releasing what might be their most personal work yet, a unit finally delivering their first full album 2 years after debut, and a group that keeps showing up and winning every single time. Every confirmed date, every concept detail, every piece of context you need, it's all here. Let's get into it. April is genuinely stacked, so before anything else, here's exactly what's hitting your streaming apps this month. April 3rd brings T.O.P's first ever solo full album, Another Dimension. 3 days later, on April 6th, Kiss of Life return with their single album, Who Is She? The 13th belongs to TXT and their 8th mini-album, 7th Year, A Moment of Stillness in the Thorns. And on April 20th, NCT WISH drop. Ode to Love, their very first full-length Korean album. Every single one of those releases lands at 6 p.m. KST, so set your alarms accordingly. None of this is filler. Each of these acts is dropping something that carries real weight this month for completely different reasons, and that's what makes April such a rare kind of month in K-pop. 4 artists, 4 distinct moments, all landing within the same 20 days. 13 years between solo releases is not a gap, it's a full era. And that's exactly the distance T.O.P is crossing when Another Dimension drops on April 3rd. His last solo work, Doom Dada, came out in 2013, and the years that followed pulled him far from music. Choi Sung-hyun debuted with Big Bang in 2006, spent nearly 2 decades as one of the most visually and sonically distinct figures in K-pop, and then 2016 arrived with a suspended prison sentence for marijuana use that reshaped the conversation around him completely. The scandal hit Big Bang hard, and T.O.P went quiet in ways that felt permanent. His official departure from Big Bang followed in 2023, and at that point, a lot of people genuinely wondered if music was something he was finished with. Then 2024 happened, and T.O.P showed up in Squid Game Season 2 on Netflix, which reminded everyone watching exactly what his presence feels like. This unpredictable, artistic, boundary-refusing energy that doesn't have a comparison point anywhere else in the industry. And that's when January 1st, 2026 landed differently. He posted a video on Instagram, took a blank white sheet of paper, and wrote by hand, Another Dimension. No press release, no announcement post, just that. The internet understood immediately. His agency, Top Spot Pictures, confirmed the April 3rd release date on March 20th, along with one detail that explains why the anticipation feels so heavy. T.O.P served as executive producer on this album, and it reportedly took him years to actually finish. 2 teasers have come out since, one called Studio 54, built around striking, unique typography, and a cinematic second teaser called Desperado, both carrying that high-fashion, moody artistic energy that has always been his signature. 2026 also happens to be Big Bang's 20th anniversary year, and G-Dragon, Taeyong, and Daesung are headlining Coachella in mid-April. So, Big Bang nostalgia is already thick in the air right now. His agency addressed it directly. No Big Bang activities are planned. This is a solo project. But G-Dragon did like a social media post connected to the comeback, which means nothing officially and absolutely everything emotionally to fans who have been watching this group for 2 decades. Whether you followed T.O.P since 2006 or you found him through Squid Game, Another Dimension is one of the most anticipated solo releases of the year. April 3rd. 3 days after T.O.P Kiss of Life arrived, and the back-to-back nature of early April is already a lot to process. Julie, Natty, Belle, and Sky have built a discography that holds up on every listen. Shh, Bad News, Midas Touch, Sticky, Igloo, Lips Hips Kiss. And the group has kept moving at a pace that most acts couldn't maintain, completing a world tour across more than 30 cities and officially debuting in Japan since their last Korean single. None of that momentum has slowed. Who Is She drops April 6th at 6 p.m. KST as a 2-track single album, with the title track leading and Don't Mind Me as the B-side. The concept keywords pulled from their teasers: heartbeat, stage, party, you and me, point towards something confident and high energy, which lands exactly where Kiss of Life tends to live. That's the kind of track you put on when the energy in the room needs to shift immediately. One detail that K-pop fans already know but newcomers should hear. Their debut date is July 5th, which reads as 7:05, and for this comeback, every piece of content drops at 7:05 p.m. rather than the standard KST hour. That level of intentional fancy. March 4th, 2019 was when TXT debuted, which puts April 2026 squarely in their 7th year together, and everything about this comeback is built around that number. 7 tracks, 7 years, and a full Korean title that translates to A Moment of Stillness in the Thorns. The symmetry is not accidental. TXT has a long tradition of naming things with the weight of full sentences. Their debut single carried the English subtitle One Day, A Horn Grew From My Head, and their first album's lead track came with the subtitle I Wait For You at Platform 9 3/4. Long, poetic, emotionally complete titles are part of their identity, and 7th Year lands squarely in that tradition. The announcement itself was the kind of moment that gets remembered. TXT held their 2026 MOACon anniversary concert at KSPO Dome in Seoul's Olympic Park across 3 nights, drawing approximately 33,000 fans total, and on that final night they told the crowd about this album. The 33,000 people who showed up to celebrate 7 years of TXT were the first to hear it, and pre-orders opened 2 days later on March 3rd. That's such a deliberate, emotionally loaded choice for a group that has always treated their relationship with MOA as something genuinely personal. Concept-wise, this album draws from a Korean folk song called Thorn Tree, performed by the veteran duo Poet and Village Chief, with the central imagery built around finding stillness inside hardship, calm in the middle of difficulty. The concept photo versions carry the titles Thorn, Hunger, Tension, and Anxiety, which tells you clearly that this is not a light comeback. Subin, Yeonjun, Byumgyu, Taehyun, and Hwenningkai are going somewhere introspective and heavy, and given where they are as a group right now, that feels exactly right. All 5 members renewed their contracts with Big Hit Music in August 2025, announced during that sold-out anniversary concert at KSPO Dome. They are choosing to be here. That context layers over an album about stillness in the thorns in a way that hits differently when you sit with it. The numbers behind TXT's trajectory are worth knowing. The name chapter, Temptation, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 in February 2023, and at the time, it represented the largest US sales week for any album since Taylor Swift's Midnights. Their 2 most recent releases debuted at number 2 and number 3 on that same chart. Their 4th world tour, Ace-T, Tomorrow, wrapped in 2025 after 29 shows across 17 cities with more than 560,000 total attendees. One note, the official title track has not been confirmed as of March 24th, with the track list reveal scheduled for April 5th, so keep your notifications on for that. 7th Year drops April 13th. February 21st, 2024 was when NCT WISH debuted with their single Wish, and April 20th, 2026 is when they deliver their first full-length Korean album. 2 years and 2 months between those 2 dates, and the distance traveled in that time is genuinely hard to overstate. Formed by SM Entertainment and Avex Trax as the 6th and final subunit of NCT, the group, Seon, Riku, Yushi, Jaehee, Rio, and Sakuya, spent their debut years building the kind of momentum that turns into million-seller numbers. Their 3rd EP, Color, released in September 2025 and moved 1.47 million copies in its first week alone. The EP before it, Pop Pop, sold 1.08 million copies. Color topped major domestic album charts in Korea, then topped QQ Music's trending chart in China, where a fan engagement event around the release pulled more than 530,000 comments, a record for any Korean pop act on that platform. Those are not emerging artist numbers. NCT WISH arrived at a full album from a position of real commercial and international strength. An Ode to Love, a 10-track album with a lead single sharing the album's name, is the release that gets to carry all of that. There's one piece of context worth holding on to here. BOA, a genuine legend in the industry, served as executive producer for NCT WISH during their early period before departing from SM Entertainment in 2025. Ode to Love is the first album the group is releasing without her in that role, which makes it a quiet marker of where they go from here as they grow into their own creative identity. Star News reported the April 20th date on March 17th, SM Entertainment confirmed it within hours, and a teaser dropped on March 23rd, putting us right in the middle of the pre-release window as this goes up. Ode to Love, April 20th, 6 p.m. KST, NCT WISH's first full album. It's been building to this. April 2026 is the kind of month that reminds you exactly why this fandom is consuming in the best possible way. T.O.P on the 3rd, returning after 13 years with an album he spent years building as his own executive producer. Kiss of Life, on the 6th, one of the most consistent groups working right now, bringing confident energy and a deep fan connection that shows in every detail of how they roll out a comeback. TXT on the 13th, 7 years in, all 5 members having chosen to renew and stay, delivering something emotionally heavy and intentionally personal. NCT WISH on the 20th, million seller numbers already on the board, stepping into their first full album from a position of genuine strength. 4 completely different artists. 4 completely different reasons to clear your schedule, all of them landing within 20 days of each other in the same April. Drop in the comments which comeback has you the most worked up right now. T.O.P's return, Kiss of Life's confidence, TXT's 7-year milestone, or NCT WISH finally going full album. Subscribe if you want every one of these drops covered as they happen, because we are not letting a single one of them pass without talking about it. See you for the next one.